So Merry 25th of Roktbrrr. So I wrote a book. And it was, I love this. I love reading this book because this is when I was very selfless and I cared about every person in the world. So I was very selfless and I'm trying to inspire everybody in the world. So on the 25th of October, it's Merry Lithuania Day, Microwave Day, and Abigail Adams Day. Lithuania, they didn't know if it was Poland or Lithuania or Transylvania. They didn't know what to call it. 1991, Lithuania became a country, became EU, something happened in 1991. So I'll tell you, the microwave and Abigail Adams Day. Now, quickly, I just want to mention that I had told Lucy Gripshover about this book, and she's such a piece of shit. She was sitting there saying that I shouldn't publish it. So that's the kind of encouragement that I get. Why? Because my fucking thoughts don't matter. My feelings and my thoughts don't matter. I need to have a product in order to live in this capitalistic culture. So if I don't have a service, then I have a product. Now I got a product. Now I could sell something. Well, she's a piece of shit, and she's dedicated to fucking me over until the day that I die. So that's why she's a fat, ugly fugly fucking piece of shit, child abusing, racist, anti-Semitic piece of shit. I mean, what am I doing here? So basically, by her saying she's against me publishing this book, which is just holidays for October, 31 holidays for October, and I kind of cheated because I put 3 of them, right? It'd probably be the microwave day. Lithuania, it's a nation state. Nation states are, it's what we do now, but it could be something else later on. And Abigail Adams, great woman, great marriage. But the microwave, holy shit. Living off grid, that's like just a shower and a microwave. Those are the 2 main things, a nice hot shower and a microwave. You just throw it in there, 10 seconds, it's piping hot. It's fantastic. 1955, that was invented. So just looking at those 3 things. So to the people of Lithuania, I got your back. You know, I'm sitting here saying everybody look at Lithuania and celebrate them. Microwave, technology, science, intelligence, smart shit. Abigail Adams, good women, good marriages. So why would Lucy Gripshover be against all those things? It's because she's against her children and she's against all of you all. She don't want her children to be the best that they could be. She just wants to suck her daddy's dick and fuck her children over. Rape the fuck out of her children. This took a long time, and then each one of these are thoughts and ideas. You want to know what kind of person I am? Well, hell, on the 25th of October, I said that we should celebrate the microwave. What do you think we should celebrate? And it was the Constitution. So we had a Constitution of Lithuania. So that's when Lithuania became a republic, a democratic republic. They did what America did, right? Lucy Gripshover don't know shit about that either. The Bill of Rights. I was reading about Naomi Judd, and she was 18 years old and had a child, Winona, and then said to Michael Cinnamonella or whatever, Cinnamon, that Winona was his child. Winona wasn't his child. She lied. But I read the article, and it said that this 18-year-old girl, Naomi Judd, no, you're not a girl. That's infantilizing. You're a mature adult. You get sign contracts, drive a car, you have all these rights and freedoms. So why wouldn't you? Human rights and freedoms shall be innate. Freedom from arbitrary arrest. Listen to these rights and freedoms from Lithuania's constitution. So because I believe in America, they're Confederate pieces of shit. So because I believe in America, I believe in the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. Abraham Lincoln said that we should have reverence for our laws. When I think about my philosophy that I do on the reg, on the day-to-day, I wake up and then I go through my senses. You got 27 plus senses. So that's to make yourself a superhuman, right? You don't just have the 5, but even your 5, just thinking about, okay, what am I hearing right now? What am I smelling, tasting? What am I seeing? And then feeling is a whole bunch of things. It's coldness and pain. And it's also lanceolates whenever you feel a nice cool breeze. That's a little different than, you know, pain. Somebody could cut you. That's painful. But if you have a nice cool breeze, well, you just feel a nice cool breeze. Anyways, so I go through my senses, then I go through my virtues. I go through my fights. There's 10 fighting styles. And then I go to my virtues. And my virtues is, why am I doing all this stuff? What is the point of all this? And it's good, and it's love, and it's a commitment to goodness and love and peace and justice. Talking about peace and justice, talking about truth and justice, Cornel West, it's like he doesn't even live in America. What the hell is he talking about, peace and justice? That's ridiculous that our cops and our courts and our DAs don't give a shit about victims' rights, or they don't give a shit about establishing justice. Why don't they care about establishing justice? When I wake up every day in the morning, I go over my senses, my fights, and my virtues. And my virtues are simply, just love, industrious, strength, goodness, a whole bunch of things, actually. I could think of virtues on and on and on. But our preamble said that we got like 5 or 6 virtues as a country. As a country, we the people are here to form a more perfect union. As Americans, we're here to establish justice. As Americans, we're here to promote the general welfare and to promote the domestic tranquility. So what did you do today to promote the domestic tranquility? These are our virtues. And it's amazing that my virtues are the ones that I come up with on my own are directly in line with the U.S. Constitution. Abraham Lincoln said we should have reverence for our virtues. We do. Our republic, our democracy is going to fail if we the people suck. If we the people are corrupt, then we're just going to keep on electing douchebag pieces of shit and get worse and worse and worse. You need Abraham Lincolns. You need your FDRs. You need your John Adams. You need your great men to lead the country. So Lithuania, they passed their constitution in 1992. Since I love America, the 3 branches of government, we're trying to smash tyranny here. No, you can't just be King George III fucking everybody over. No, one fucking piece of shit isn't allowed to fuck everybody else over. It's a pretty simple little lesson from the U.S. Revolution. But here's some of the things that they're protecting. Freedom from arbitrary arrest. Freedom from torture and cruel punishments, the right to life, liberty, and property, the right to a safe and secure house, the right to privacy, the right to information and ideas, the free exchange of, the freedom of thought, conscience. Religion shall not be restricted. Parents' right to educate their morals and religion, the right to privacy, the right to have freedoms enforced, the right to be innocent until proven guilty, a right to an impartial court, right to remain silent, freedom from double jeopardy, freedom of movement, freedom to leave Lithuania, freedom to come back to Lithuania. All who live in Lithuania may settle in Lithuania. The right to a democratic constitutional republic, the right to petition, the right to vote, the right to free association, the right to peacefully assemble, family rights, workers' rights, right to science and teaching. It's weird that Blinken is talking about the constitutional order. It's the constitutional republic order, the constitutional republican order. And you want to keep on adding shit, right? We're a democratic constitutional republic. So we need to work on our constitutional democratic republic, republican order. That's what we need in Niger, a democratic constitutional republican order. The right to vote, the right to petition, the right to free association, the right to peacefully assemble, family rights, workers' rights, rights to science and teaching. So because Lucy Gripshover, she would say do this and do that, like she knew a whole bunch of stuff and like she was, wise, and she was actually trying to lead us into a better spot. She just wanted us to do her dishes because she was a lazy piece of shit, lazy fat piece of shit. She couldn't learn 10 little words. How lazy is that? And how filled with hatred and ugliness is that? None of the words you use is going to have the same definition as me, so you're just a piece of shit, a manipulative, fucking, stupid, douchebag piece of shit. Okay, you dumb motherfucker. No, you're the one that said it. 2 years to learn 10 little... I want you to write 1,000 pages. Actually, let's talk about some of that shit. So, let's just rattle off a couple of these. Kazakhstan is a Republic Day. Slovenia, Sovereignty Day. So, it could be Lithuania, Kazakhstan, and Slovenia. But you think some backwards Confederate piece of shit that loves ignorance knows any of the countries of the world? Confederates John Marmaduke and John C. Bell is captured by Pleasanton. John Adams marries Abigail Adams. William Higginbotham is a physicist who invented the world's first video game, Tennis for Two. You got the Battle of Agincourt. Alfred the Great is going to die. The first lung transplant from a live donor to a live recipient is a success. Then you have the Belgian nuclear reactor BR3 power plant at Mol by Minister Spinoy. And the first microwave oven radar range was sold by Tapan. Raytheon was involved. Also, I got Giovanni Cassini discovered Iapetus. the son of Saturn. And if you don't like that I'm complaining about this shit, imagine having to live through this shit. You don't even like hearing about it, motherfucker. Yeah, it was terrible. It was awful. Clearly, we're not supposed to rape and rob and attack and murder each other, right? Well, no, not in my household that I grew up in Kentucky. A lot of motherfuckers are a bunch of racist, fucking child abusing piles of shit. They couldn't tell you what classes I took in college. They probably couldn't even tell you what I learned in frickin' elementary and middle school. Yeah, they had no idea what we were doing. They cared about themselves and their lives and had no fucking clue. I had to be a badass without no fucking parental support whatsoever, and I did it by my fucking self. I ran for office. I ran for House Representative. I ran for Lieutenant Governor. You think that piece of shit fucking voted for me? It's too hard to put a check mark. It's too hard to sit next to a person. It's too hard to learn 10 little fucking words. That stupid piece of shit, that fat, ugly piece of shit was making me do all of her tobacco because she's a lazy, poor piece of shit. She didn't have the money to pay me or her help, but so she's going to exploit my love for her and fuck me over to the day that I die. The reason why she made me apologize, Kathy attacked me, and she made me apologize to the person I attacked. So if I was to smack those motherfuckers and say, okay, now you say sorry to me, they'd probably have a problem with it, wouldn't it? Wouldn't they? Oh, now you understand what I'm saying. If I smack the fuck out of you and tell you to apologize to me, well, you should have a problem with that. Well, I've been trying to tell you motherfuckers I got a problem with that, and you can't hear it. You can't fucking hear it. Let's see here. Basically, because she never fucking talked to us. She was just a loudmouth fucking stupid piece of shit. And he had to smack her kids around to get her in order, so I had to take the brunt of it every fucking day. Remember when I got hit? No, you just ignored 1 million crimes. It's like I'm not even here. Do you know that I'm a person? I'm a real live person, and I'm right here. I have, eyesight and a mind and emotions. I have all the same things that you got. You didn't know that? She also doesn't believe that all men are created equal. In terms of political equality, whose vote is more important than everybody's vote is one, but not in her fucking eyes. Fucking ugly ass piece of shit. I don't even know she has beliefs except for you're wrong. And she's got to go suck her daddy's dick. None of you guys are right. I'm gonna go suck the daddy's dick. Wow. So you're an authoritarian, tyrannical, fascist bitch. So you'd be on the side of the Nazis. During the World War II, America was against right-wing fascist bullshit. Camillus was actually an American, but I guess she would have been a Nazi. I wrote up the history of the group servers. I wrote up a medical history of the group servers. She's not impressed. She didn't even read it. I made a website about the group servers. She didn't give a fuck. She did something like 20 years later. I told her I want to write a history book. Now I can't do that, right? You can't fucking publish my fucking good book. So she's against me inspiring the world, and she doesn't want the world to be inspired. Because what is wrong with these ideas? Why does Lucy Gripshaver not want you to know about the physicists that, made video games, or John Adams and Abigail Adams? That's a great marriage. Why would she be against a great marriage? Why would she be against, down with tyranny or the first lung transplant, science, microwave? Piece of shit, she uses all this shit. She uses the fucking microwave. She doesn't celebrate it because it's all about worshiping the devil. And being a racist, anti-Semitic. Don't Jew Lucy Gripshaver over. I gave her the 48 Laws of Power. Didn't read none of it. I'm trying my best. Look, this book really meant something to me. Can you read some of this and then we'll have a real conversation? No, can't do that. I read all of Colorado laws, like basically 95% of Colorado laws. I just asked her to learn 10 little words, objections for court, so I would have a stronger legal mind. It's like this piece of shit's never had to study for a day in her life. If you have to go study your dinosaurs, you could go over there and you could just be curious and interested and you go study the dinosaurs. But if you knew some dinosaurs, that makes it so much interesting. Now we're having a fucking conversation. What's your favorite ones? What's this? What's that? Where was this one found? Now we're having a conversation. But if I learn the dinosaurs and you don't know shit about the dinosaurs and you're that piece of shit, you'll minimize my knowledge and act like your ignorance is just as good as my knowledge. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, like you know anything about that. I don't even know anything about that. How could you know something that I don't know? They like to shove green beans down my throat because my taste buds are wrong. Were my taste buds wrong? Did you hear that train? Chumba, did you hear that train? Huh? We got Chumba, we got Skizzy, we got Mufasa out here. So I'm just recording all this because not only was it 10 little words, write me a 1,000-page report about why you get to be a piece of shit. Why the fuck did you get to be a fucking mother? You weren't a mother at all. You was a fucking fat, ugly piece of shit. When I think about Kathy came into my house, I'm 8 years old, and she attacked me. You shouldn't love these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers aren't lovable. They're a bunch of ugly, abusive fucking pieces of shit. So I've been struggling with this because it's like, am I the bad person because I don't love a piece of shit that came in and attacked me? No, Kathy's a bad person. She's never said one good thought because she's a bad person. She can't think good thoughts. She only wants to hit children. And Lucy's okay with it. So Lucy and Kathy, they get away with this bullshit. So it doesn't make any sense to love these motherfuckers. But if they come around and a person wants to square up, that makes more sense. It makes more sense to square up against Kathy Gripshover and Lucy Gripshover than it does to love these pieces of shit. They're fucking assholes. And they're mean to their kids. Who the fuck needs that shit? You're the godmother and you never said one kind word? You don't think you don't feel that? You don't feel that you've been an ugly piece of shit your whole life? I'm 41 years old and you hadn't said one kind word to me. You were supposed to be my godmother? Yeah, no, so after that, there's been like 3 or 4 other fucking experiences. There's fucking abuse, cousins. I mean, it would get, well, I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, it would get abused by the cousins at her house. So not only is she saying that Kathy gets to attack me, but she's saying all the cousins gets to attack me too. Piece of shit just doesn't care. And then when I say, hey, I deserve a good fucking mother, somebody needs to give a damn. You motherfuckers, ooh, even that stupid ass Kathy, maybe you should get a therapist so we find out what's wrong with you. What's wrong with me is that I thought I had an aunt that gave a shit, but you're a fucking loudmouth, violent piece of shit. So it's actually what's right with me is that I say, fuck you violent pieces of shit. No, remember when I said about smacking the shit out of you and then making you apologize to me? If I did that to you and you said, hey, I don't want to be around that person anymore, that would make a lot of fucking sense. And if you said, hey, that person isn't lovable, you should square up anytime you come across a person that comes up and just smacks the fuck out of you. And then tells you to, now you apologize to me. Now I just hit you. Now apologize to me like you did something wrong. She didn't care about what the fuck happened, didn't ask for any evidence. She just said, I'm going to go with her side over your side because you're just a little tiny boy and I could fuck you over. She's my sister and she's gone through all these hardships and shit. So George and Charlie got to get used to hit her and shit. But we were said that that was wrong. But then she turns around and hits us. That doesn't translate. Don't hit a woman. Don't hit children. No, it just stops at don't hit a grown-ass woman because children are more vulnerable than women. Naomi Judd, they said that she was a girl, an 18-year-old girl. An 18-year-old girl had Winona, then she lied, and then for 10 years he raised somebody else's child, thinking that it was his own child. And what kind of insane deception, betrayal, what the fuck? I told Lucy about that and she acted like she didn't understand. I told Lucy about Jacqueline Mitchell doing all those crimes and she just was dumbfounded. So when it comes to men, she's a big old fat pig, a big old mean shitty pig. But when it comes to other women, either A, they're the greatest things in the world, or B, they're violent and mean and she don't know how to stand up for herself and against other women. She don't know how to do it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. 2 motherfuckers want to fuck you over for the rest of your fucking life and I just have to fucking take this shit. Fuck you assholes. Write a 1,000-page report about why I had to do all that tobacco. Write a 1,000-page report about why I had to eat green beans when it didn't taste good and I had to sit at the dinner table for 2 hours while the so-called, while 4 other fucking people that said they was a part of my family laughed at the TV and fucking acted like they was a thing and I wasn't. I wasn't a part of whatever they were a part of. Daddy wants to scapegoat you, so we gotta fuck you over. Daddy wants to fuck you over. We can't say nothing because we don't speak up for good. And I've made so much progress and shit. These motherfuckers want to fucking sink me, try to take me down. It's fucking bullshit. She learned nothing. I begged her for 2 years. I read all these fucking laws. Why do I have to read the laws? Because When I talk to Lucy Gripshover and I say murder is wrong, right? She's a disagreeable, dumb fucking piece of shit. So every word out of her fucking ugly face is some disagreeable bullshit. So I couldn't find anybody that could agree that violence and rape and stealing and murder is wrong. She said the Iraq war was okay, killing all them Vietnamese is okay. I asked her about the Saudi Arabian woman who got beheaded. She didn't have 2 seconds to be concerned about that. It would suck if anybody got hung just because they showed a little ankle. Just because they showed a little ankle, they got hung for it. Who cares if they're in Saudi Arabia today, tomorrow, fucking 50 years ago in Alabama? Who gives a shit? It sucks. And if you think I'm a liar or something, which, fuck, I don't even want to entertain that thought because I don't fucking lie. And that's another thing. Jesus Christ. You go lie a lot. You motherfuckers lie so much. God damn, do you motherfuckers lie. How the fuck can you exist in reality if you don't know the truth? Cornel West Truth and Justice Campaign, that's exactly where America should be. That's where we've declared us to be. But it's progressive because we're not in a truth and justice fucking world. We're in a lie and fucking criminal world. My whole fucking life, I deserve a chance. I deserve to have food and water in a house. And if I can go get a job and I, take care of my business, pay my bills, and I go there for 8 hours, I should have all my shit still at my house and I should get the money that I earned at that job. If you're going to say that I have to go to work so you bitches can rob me and then rob me again, fuck you. What the fuck is the point of that? Without security, you can't even make a living. You need freedom and security. You need both of those things. The Bill of Rights, the preamble says not only the domestic tranquility and the general welfare, but to protect our civil liberties. Some of them, I want to say New York maybe, says that by God, the point of this Constitution is to protect our freedoms. Our freedoms bestowed upon us by God, which means that we've had a right to be free before you authoritarian piles of shit came along. In the state of nature, we had a right to be free. Our right to be free has always been in us. It's always been innate, inherent. Sit next to me, ask her if she even knows the definition of solidarity. She still thinks that the Confederacy is still around. That means there's pockets in northern Kentucky. She goes around a bunch of people with a bunch of white fucking KKK sheets and shit. She only sees white supremacists and Confederate flags. So you didn't know that we were voting for the president? Yeah, we voted for the American president, not the Confederate fucking president. But she didn't know that. She asked, hey, is the Confederacy over? Yeah, it's been over, for 160 years. But maybe not. Maybe the white supremacy is an ugly-ass disease, and it's still around in northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky. That's right by freedom. The Ohio River was freedom, and there was abolitionists right there on the river. So there's countercurrents. You had Muhammad Ali. And then, she's against all this shit. Every fucking thing I asked. You can't sit next to me? Can you learn 10 words? No. Can you hunker down and read these appeals rules? That's what she was supposed to do last. Talk to Spike, too. Why are you going to talk to Spike? So that way we'll negotiate while advancing, right? I'll file the motions, and then he'll say, hey, can we, negotiate a deal? Well, he didn't do that, but she never asked him to do that. She's a piece of shit, and she's a gossiping piece of shit, and she likes to fucking fuck over people's lives. That has to be it. She loves to fuck people over. She got her aggression out by hitting children. She loves fucking her children over. She didn't have a conscience. She didn't feel bad. And she's like, damn, we keep fucking these, kids over. Maybe they're not going to grow up to be strong and healthy. Maybe they're going to have issues. She didn't give a fuck. Go do our tobacco, do our dishes. I'm too fat and lazy to fucking go do that work. Go do it because my dad beat the shit out of my mother and I don't know how to fucking act right. Now my dad beat the shit out of my mother, so I don't know how to fucking act right. But the support that she gets from you motherfuckers is incredible. Not a single one of you motherfuckers said, hey, why don't you, do you ever want to be like a good person? How about be a good person? You ever think about being like a good person? She's supposed to hunker down and read the appeals rules. Didn't fucking do that shit. She loves to fuck me over, and when people are fucking me over, she doesn't give a shit. Michael Patton shouldn't have happened one time, but it happened 2 million times. Can she even fucking read? Yeah, what's the last book that she's read? She's a fucking illiterate piece of shit. When I was dating this one woman, Catherine from Denver, Boulder, she didn't know her left from her right, and it bothered me. It was like, God, she's a dumb pile of shit. But Lucy Gripshover, it didn't bother her. That I'm fucking in love with this fucking dumb piece of shit that's going to just fuck me over, manipulate me and fuck me over. That doesn't bother you. God, if I'm going to be manipulated, at least, you know, fucking be smart. But you just want me to be manipulated by some fucking... Oh, my God. It's like she doesn't expect anything good out of her children. I remember one time they put a restraining order on me because I defended myself. I got attacked a million times, and then they want to attack me again. I defended myself. And so I had to go to court a whole bunch of fucking times while I'm trying to go to fucking school. But that's the point. To keep fucking me up and keep tripping me up. And so I had to go to school and say, well, you know, yeah, I got a restraining order. I had to explain myself. And then as soon as you explain yourself, you fucking lose. Motherfuckers, instead of thinking, oh, he's being vulnerable and honest, you know, let's listen to him. It was the exact opposite. Because it is bullshit that I went through these experiences. But if you don't fucking feel them or hear them, or if you don't go through anything similar, are you just keeping your fucking head down? You're not existing whatsoever? John North Willys, industrialist, was born. He made a bunch of trucks and airplanes and airplane engines. So that's who I celebrate on October 25th. John North Willys, 1873. He was born. I'm glad John North Willys was born. He invented stuff and made shit. If he was sitting there just telling me what to do, well, this is a great man. He made trucks and airplanes and airplane engines. These motherfuckers want all the fucking power, but they don't want any of the damn responsibility. Giovanni Cassini discovered Iapetus, son of Uranus, father of Prometheus and Atlas, an ancestor of the human race. It's a moon of Saturn. So when I look out at the world, I see all the stars. There's two lights over here. It's Venus and Jupiter. Well, she heard that all the stars are a bunch of drones. So when she sees Jupiter and Venus, she thinks that's a fucking drone. Dumbass motherfucker. She looks at the Big Dipper and is like, oh my God, the government's really spying on us. She'll look at the Little Dipper and be like, oh my goodness, is that Russia's fucking surveillance and drones? When I see the universe, and I see the universe as it is, and it's beautiful if you don't take away from it. Breathing in all this oxygen, how did all this life occur? It's fucking wonderful. We're the third rock from the sun, and yet we're the ones that has life. No life on Venus, very little life on Mars, no life on Jupiter or Saturn or anywhere else. And this universe is so fucking huge and we're so fucking tiny. And if you think about how, my God, it would take nothing to wipe the entire Earth. Just some fucking meteor. So this life here matters. This shit here matters. This tree right here matters. Whatever fictional bullshit your daddy taught you to fucking believe in fucking the devil. Oh, okay, you believe in the devil? Oh, okay. So if we all worship the devil and pray every day and just ignore the trees and the universe and the stars and just beat up the fuck out of our kids so they believe in the devil too and we'll all be okay? No, that's so stupid. It's not even fucking funny. It's laughable right on its goddamn face. The insanity it's insufferable. It's too fucking much. The insanity is too fucking much. The oppression and the insanity, fucking fuck. God damn, these motherfuckers can't stop them fucking selves. So when Jordan Peterson says stand up for yourself and be formidable, that makes sense. Jordan Peterson also says to respect women. So when you motherfuckers are sitting there shitting on Jordan Peterson, I know that the woman that raised me was a big old fat fucking ugly piece of shit. I tried for 40 fucking years to give a shit about that piece of shit. Fucking ugly motherfucker just couldn't give a damn back. Just could not love me back. Just wouldn't love me back. Wouldn't, couldn't, didn't do it. Won't ever do it. And I'm not going to expect it. But there is one thing about Catholics is that they know that you could abuse children. That's the only unconditional love that's out here is the love a child has for their parents. There's friendship love, and then there's, you know, the love of a parent to a child, and then there's romantic love. But the feeling that a child has towards their parents is an unconditional love. And so I would do the opposite. If I have the unconditional love of my children, I would protect that innocence. I would protect that baby. I would protect their right to freedoms and securities and all the virtues in the world. They deserve everything. You adore me without question. That's, you know, you probably should question it. I'm human, but I am one of the best ones out here, so that's smart for you to do that. That's smart for you to do that. To love me unconditionally. But that's me being selfish. I want to be loved. So I must make sure that It's catch and release. So I want that child to have a nice life, to grow up and get a wife, get a job, run their own household. I don't want that little fucking kid to be my bitch ass slave for the rest of my fucking life.